Hello everyone, in this video we're going to draw an Arctic wolf. Start by drawing a circle as a guide for the front part of the body. To draw the circle, first make two small marks to indicate the circle's length, and then on the sides make two more small marks to indicate the circle's width. Then connect the marks using curved lines to finish the shape of the circle. The circle doesn't have to be perfect, but if you're having trouble drawing it, just trace the outer edge of a coin, a bottle cap, or anything else with a circular edge. To the right, draw another circle as a guide for the back portion of the body. Make this circle slightly smaller than the first circle. Sketch lightly at first so that it's easy to erase if you make a mistake. Also, pause the video to draw at your own pace. On the top left side, draw another circle as a guide for the head. Make this circle about half the size of the first circle. The edge of this circle and the first circle should touch. Inside the head circle, draw a curved horizontal line. This is a construction guide that will help you place the facial features later. At the top, draw a curved vertical line for another construction guide. On the bottom left side of the head, draw a small circle as a guide for the muzzle. Pay attention to the size of this circle in relation to the head. On top of the head, draw two small triangular shapes as guides for the ears. Draw the ears high up on the head. Under the first circle, draw a long vertical line as a guide for the front leg. Bend the bottom tip of the line to indicate the foot. Under the circle on the right, draw a long sloping line as a guide for the hind leg. Bend the line a couple of times in the middle to indicate the joints. At the bottom, bend the line to the left for the foot. To the left, draw a similar line as a guide for the other hind leg. Connect the head to the body using sloping lines to create the guide for the neck. The shape of the neck should be wide. Connect the body circles using two long lines to finish the guide for the torso. On the right side of the body, draw a long vertical line as a guide for the tail. And that's it for the guidelines. Now let's start on the final drawing. Inside the head, lightly sketch two small circles for the eyes. Place the eyes on top of the horizontal construction guide and on either side of the vertical guide. When you get the sizes and positions of the eyes right, darken the shapes. As you darken the shapes, draw small angled lines on the sides for the corners of the eyes. The inner corners of the eyes should point down toward the muzzle. The outer corners of the eyes should point out toward the sides of the head. Make the eye on the left slightly thinner because the head is turned. Darken the small circles for the eyeballs. Make the edges of the eyes thick and dark. In the middle of each eye, draw a tiny dot for the pupils. Draw a series of short strokes above the eyes for fur. Inside the muzzle, lightly sketch a small oval for the nose. Draw the nose close to the left edge of the circle. When you get the size and position of the nose right, darken the shape. Use a wavy line to darken the top part of the nose. On the sides of the nose, draw lines that curve inward for the nostrils. Draw a couple of lines inside the nose for creases. Under the nose, draw a horizontal line for the mouth. Curve the line up on the sides. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the line when you get the shape right. Draw a sloping line on top of the nose for the top part of the muzzle. Draw a curved line under the mouth for the chin. Extend the line to the right for the rest of the muzzle. Use the triangular shape on the top right side as a guide to draw the ear. Darken the shape but make it more curved. Draw a series of short strokes along the bottom for the furry base of the ear. Add more short strokes within the shape for the ear's furry opening. Use the triangular shape on the left side as a guide to draw the other ear the same way. Use the initial circle as a guide to draw the rest of the head. Use short strokes as you draw the head to create a furry texture. Make the sides of the head wider than the initial circle. The bottom of the head should be higher than the initial circle. Add a few more strokes within the head to emphasize the shapes. Draw a line on the left side for the side of the face. Use the long line under the first circle as a guide to draw the front leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the leg around the guideline. Draw the sides of the leg close to the guideline so that the shape is thin. At the bottom, curve the shape to the left to create the foot. Make the front of the foot round. When you get the shape of the leg right, darken the lines. Bend the shape of the leg to indicate the joint. Inside the foot, draw a couple of curved lines to separate the toes. On the tip of each toe, draw a small angled line for the claws. To the left, draw a similar shape for the other front leg. Sketch lightly at first and only darken the lines when you get the shapes right. Use the first leg as a template as you draw this leg. Inside the foot, draw a curved line for the toes. Use the angled line on the far right side as a guide to draw the hind leg. First, lightly sketch the shape of the hind leg around the guideline. Make the top of the leg wide and then gradually make it thinner toward the bottom. When you get the shape of the hind leg right, darken the lines. Use a couple of short strokes at the top to create a furry texture. Bend the shape along the path of the guide to create the joints. Draw a couple of curved lines inside the foot to separate the toes. Use the line on the left as a guide to draw the other hind leg the same way. Lightly sketch the leg around the guide and only darken the lines when you get the shape right. Draw the toes at the bottom using short curved lines. Now use the remaining shapes and lines as guides to draw the rest of the body. Simply darken the outer edges of the guides to create the shape of the body. Use a series of short strokes as you darken the guides to create a furry texture. On the right side, draw the shape of the tail along the path of the guide. Now go over the final lines with permanent ink. The next few steps are sped up so that the video isn't too long. Don't ink the initial guidelines, only the final drawing. When the ink dries, erase all of the guidelines. Make the lines darker to emphasize the shapes. Use the ink to add some dark shadows. Now color your drawing. Use black to color the nose, but leave a thin strip blank at the top for a highlight. Add some shadows across the white body using gray and a bit of blue. Shadows will give the figure more dimension and volume. As you add the shadows, use strokes that go in the direction of the fur. Slowly and gradually blend the grays and the blues together. Push down slightly harder on your pencils to blend the colors together. Draw a cast shadow at the bottom using gray and a bit of blue. Use yellow and brown to color the eyes. Add a bit of yellow to create highlights. Coloring can be time-consuming, so be patient and take breaks. Keep coloring until you're happy with the result. And that's it for the Arctic Wolf. Don't forget to pause the video to draw at your own pace. Also, please visit howtodrawanimals.com, where every step of this tutorial is broken down into an individual image. That's how, and then the number 2, then drawanimals.com. If you'd like to support my channel, please consider buying my books on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe for more videos in the future. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep drawing.